Welcome to Washington University's recognition ceremony for December degree graduates and August graduates. I am John Droback, the Grand Marshal of this year's ceremony. We will begin with the singing of America the Beautiful by the Washington University Chamber Choir, directed by Dr. Nicole Aldrich. Will you please rise? Will you please be seated? I now present the Chancellor of Washington University, Andrew D. Martin.
Good morning. For those of you visiting to campus, welcome to Washington University in St. Louis, and thank you very much for being here. I am thrilled to see such tremendous support for our graduating students. Whether you're a parent, guardian, a close family member, friend, or colleague, each of you has played an important role in supporting our students and joining alongside them as they take this important step in their educational journey. We are extremely grateful and honored that you're here to help celebrate their accomplishments. And to the graduating students, congratulations. This is a culminating moment for you, and I am delighted that you will soon join our global network of alumni who have helped establish our legacy of distinction in education, research, and patient care, and who are leading the way in their industries and fields. As soon-to-be graduates, your WashU chapter doesn't end here. In fact, in many ways, it's just beginning as you continue the university's tradition of distinction. I look forward to seeing how you'll use the education, skills, tools, and values you gained during your time here as you carry them with you into the world. Speaking of our world, the one in which we currently live is certainly interesting. And please indulge me for a minute as I attempt to paint a picture of what I mean when I say interesting. As you know, Google is a powerful tool that has completely transformed the way we conduct basic research and collect information. In return, our Google searches have the potential to say a lot about us, both individually and as a society. That concept made me particularly curious, so I looked up the most Googled phrases in 2018. Here were some of the most interesting ones that I found. For phrases starting with the word is, two of the most Googled questions were, is water wet? And is Europe a country? Starting with the word where, we inquired things like, where is my refund? And where am I? On the top Google search list, I also found questions like, who is Marshmallow? And who are the judges on The Voice? Beats me. Another one, when is the next Mega Million draw? And finally, two of my personal favorites were, does he like me and does she like me? Indeed, we live in an interesting time. It's a time where pop culture and an obsession with fame, popularity, romance, and money seem to rule the roost. It's also a challenging time. We struggle with political polarization, climate change, malnutrition, crime, major public health crises, and more. Yet we also live in a time of immense change, hope, and promise. If I merely shared with you this side of the Google search picture, well, then I would be a really terrible data scientist, only interested in providing a highly skewed and biased view of the world. In actuality, while these were some of the most Googled phrases in 2018, there were also other ones, like, how do I register to vote? And subsequently, where do I vote on Election Day? Is Mercury retrograde? Is bronchitis contagious? When should you use a semicolon? What qualities make a strong job candidate? And finally, why is education important? These are the types of searches that continue to give me hope in a world that at times feels void of such. In our communities, across our nation, and around the world, people are asking questions. Yes, they're asking some interesting, and dare I say, some really sophomoric questions. But we're also asking questions that help us get a better understanding of our world, our universe, our health and well-being, our role as citizens, and our desire to improve ourselves and our society. As part of our human nature, we are inquisitive, constantly looking for ways to progress and evolve. And that's the real reason why we're here today. While we know that Google can be quite helpful for basic searches, it's the complicated ones that require much more from us, especially here at Washington University as we consider our role as one of the world's leading institutions, as students, faculty, staff, and alumni. Questions like, how do we find solutions to the health and economic disparities that plague many communities? How do we best uplift the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion? How do we increase access to education, healthcare, and basic needs for those who are lacking? Or how do we find sustainable solutions as we seek to protect our Earth and its residing people? At WashU, these are just some of the questions we ask as we work together across the disciplines to find answers to some of the world's most pressing challenges. As students, you also engaged in these perplexing questions. You did so as you created art and architecture that serves to shape our world, as you developed innovative technology and business solutions to increase access, efficiency, and improve infrastructures. And you learned about scientific, historical, and cultural approaches to our humanity. As you learned about legal, medical, and social interventions that have the potential to transform our lives and communities. You also sought answers to these questions when you studied abroad, when you worked with a classmate from a different part of the world, when you stayed up late debating current events with your roommates, when you volunteered in the community, and when you participated in athletics, the arts, or one of our hundreds of clubs or organizations on campus. Undoubtedly, your time here was worth far more than any Google search could ever provide, a tangible response to the popular search, why is education important? While studying at Washington University, you gained knowledge, understanding, tools, experiences, and relationships that have immense promise to change the world. And now that this particular chapter is ending, it is our great hope that you leave this place feeling ready and prepared to continue your passionate and noble search for knowledge and truth. Thank you all, once again, for being with us today to celebrate this moment and for all of the people in the room who have contributed in one way or another to our students' success. Now, I would like to introduce Jason Wong, our keynote speaker for today. As I've been known to do, I'll start with the numbers. Jason Wong was 8 when his family immigrated from Xi'an, China to New York City. And in 2009, Jason graduated from Washington University's Olin Business School. At that time, his father was running one restaurant, Xi'an Famous Foods, in Flushing, Queens. Shortly after graduation, Jason joined the venture. Working long days and taking little time to rest, he has since expanded Xi'an Famous Foods to 15 New York City locations. Jason has been named a Zagat 30 Under 30, a Forbes 30 Under 30, and a Cranes 40 Under 40, not to mention a James Beard Foundation Award semifinalist and an Eater.com Young Gun. Xi'an Famous Foods is currently #2 on Time Out's list of best Chinese restaurants in the United States. Those are some pretty impressive numbers, but Jason's story is about far more than growing the numbers. It's a story of a father and a son. It takes us on an epic journey from Xi'an, an ancient capital of China, to Queens, to St. Louis, Missouri, and back. In this story, the characters aren't just looking for the perfect balance of spicy and sour, but rather the blending of tradition and innovation, identity and evolution. It's a riveting story, and I'm thrilled that Jason has agreed to be here to help share some of that story with you and what he's learned along the way. Please join me in welcoming Jason Wong.
Good morning, everyone. Chancellor Martin, members of the Board of Trustees and the administration, faculty, graduates, and family. I'm honored to be here with you all this morning. I would first like to congratulate all the graduates sitting here today. Through your hard work and perseverance, you did it. I'd also like to congratulate the family members and associates who supported these students through their journeys. Your support of these students through the years is certainly worthy of gratitude and celebration. You did it too. About 10 years ago, I was sitting in your seats as a member of the Olin Business School class of 2009. Just like for many of you, WashU is the place where I gained lifelong relationships, where I learned how to think critically and worldly. For that, I'm forever grateful and indebted to this institution. The allure of my alma mater has drawn me back to campus many times since I've graduated. Every time I return, I have a tradition. I go for a walk through campus to reminisce and relive the best 4 years of my life. I like to start in the South 40 from my freshman dorm, Beaumont, and walk up towards Ursa's, where I had my first savory crepe ever one late night in freshman year. Then I continue past the clock tower, where my friends and I would hitch rides to go to off-campus parties. I continue through the underpass and glance at the murals to see what events the students are planning these days. I step into Simon Hall and pretend I'm one of the students, just for a minute. I duck into the duck, which, by the way, did not exist until my last year of college, just to check out the amenities that are completely mundane to students now. Then, for contrast, I always walk through Mallinckrodt Center immediately after, because that was the student center we had before the duck was built. It certainly did not have the frills of the duck you know, but it did host wonderful student-produced shows such as the Lunar New Year Festival, which I participated in as part of the breakdance group every year I was here. Can't tell, can you? It's because of this. Yes. Finally, I walked past the Thinker and the Olin Library, where I admittedly did not spend nearly enough time in, through the engineering school, where I worked as a web development TA, and to the Quad, where its typical tranquil state belies how lit the wild concerts were, especially when we had Lil Jon and Lupe Fiasco perform during my years. Yeah. It's good times. As I witnessed the campus gradually transform with every visit, I'm both excited for the future of our school and a bit sad to be reminded of how fast time flies. But while the campus has changed, the excellence of our academic programs and the high quality of our students have not. I thank you for continuing to make us all look good. As you graduate from our university and take the next steps in your lives, you will undoubtedly utilize your knowledge and skills to contribute to our world in your own ways, to make it a better place. You've had to do a lot of hard work to get to those seats. Thinking back on all those all-nighters you pulled, studying for exams, all the readings you had to complete, all the papers you had to write, and all the rehearsals you've gone through for your presentations. It's been quite a journey for you. Naturally, one of the feelings that you're likely to experience today as you walk up to receive your hard-earned diploma is pride. To be honest, I felt prideful for you as you walked up and as you stood. And while there's nothing wrong with taking a moment to bask in the celebration of your achievements, one thing I want you to think about as you move on, forward and up, is the necessity of humility. After all, being humble is easy to do when you have little to be prideful about. But to remain humble in the face of privilege, success, and achievement is much more challenging. Today, I'm going to share a very personal and embarrassing story about myself that not many know about, to illustrate the necessity of humility over pride. I had my first taste of pride at a young age. I was born in China, as the Chancellor mentioned, and I was given the opportunity to immigrate to the US as a child. Being able to immigrate to the US, especially back then, was a great privilege. My friends and family regarded my situation with envy. While I was no valedictorian in high school, I was still thought of myself as an exemplary student. I was president of a couple of student organizations. I did better than my peers on my SATs, and when I was accepted into WashU, I saw it as an affirmation of my abilities. I was proud to be accepted into such a highly selective school. And as I walked up to the stage to receive my university diploma 10 years ago now, I was proud of reaching this point in life. I thought I was naturally destined for a great career. Like many of you, I'm sure, growing up wasn't a flawless experience for me either, as I'd gone through my share of personal challenges, dealing with bullying and racism, and coping with family conflicts and economic challenges. But I was always prideful in my ability to achieve. Maintaining an upward direction in life was one area I was not worried about. Life was starting to feel like it were already set on a natural path. In my mind, I thought, I had graduated from high school, I'm soon to graduate from college and start a new job. I would just continue to climb up in my career. I didn't really think about how exactly I would work to achieve that. I was confident it would just happen naturally somehow. My first job out of college was as a business analyst at a large retail corporation. My pride must have blinded me to my actual performance on my job because it gave me unearned confidence when I had only a fuzzy grasp of my job responsibilities. Still, I wasn't worried or concerned. I'm a smart guy, I thought. They will see that, and the work will eventually make sense to me after some time. Instead, I focused on socializing with new friends, going out on weekends, and finding a cool new loft to serve as my bachelor pad. I was confident everything was under control. About 3 months into the job after graduation, on a Friday afternoon, a last-minute meeting popped up on my work calendar. I should have known something was off, as it seemed awfully close to the end of the day. I walked into, you guys know what I'm talking about. I walked into a small room and was met by my manager and an HR rep. Oh, this is not good. It wasn't a typical touch-base meeting, as you can imagine. It was a termination meeting. Or in layman's terms, I was fired. The meeting blurred by, and I remained mostly speechless because I was so shocked. I was shocked because my hubris obscured reality, making me unaware and unconcerned about my lack of progress at work. And how severe it must have become. In retrospect, I don't even recall the quality of my work because I never even took the time to evaluate myself. It was painful and embarrassing to face what happened. But once I came to terms with reality, my relationship with humility started to blossom. Incidentally, it forced me to consider an opportunity I missed. I've always felt an urge to go back to New York City to help expand the restaurant my father started ever since I was in college. But as someone with a WashU diploma, I didn't think I should waste my diploma working in a Chinese restaurant. I was too prideful. After I was fired, I had no excuse not to be humble. So I crammed my belongings into my car and drove halfway across the country back to New York City to embrace my new career and life. I went straight to work right after arriving in New York. Our original shop was a 200 square foot hole in the wall in a basement food court in Flushing, Queens, which is known as the actual Chinatown of New York City. The shop had no kitchen ventilation, no AC, 2 electric stoves for cooking hundreds of dishes a day, and about 10 folding chairs as seats. My work schedule changed from 8-hour days sitting at a desk Monday through Fridays to 12-hour days standing in a hot kitchen every day of the week, especially on weekends and holidays. When I first started, I was limited to cashiering, cleaning, and taking out the trash. because that's all I really knew how to do, kind of. I quickly realized just how much I didn't know about the restaurant business. This learning experience was especially humbling for a young college graduate like I was. I worked alongside employees who may not have gone to college, but are hardworking and savvy in the kitchen, who inspired me to work harder, to learn every aspect of cooking and operations in our stores. I faced all sorts of customers in the stores, and it was the more difficult ones, the ones who threw food at me or spat in my face, who really put my humility to the test. As the late Anthony Bourdain once said, if anything is good for pounding humility into you permanently, it's the restaurant business. After almost 10 years of leading the company, our business has expanded from that one hole-in-the-wall store to 15 locations with the support of a cult following and foodies like the late Anthony Bourdain and Andrew Zimmern, among many others. We receive much media coverage and write-ups throughout the years, but I'd rather not fixate on that and just leave that to you and Google if you are curious. Let's make that the top result next year. Just kidding. I'd rather talk about how, in order to get to where I am, I had to let go of my conceited notions about what type of work a graduate of a prestigious college should do, and work daily in the stores for years in order to learn every aspect of the business and gain valuable insights into operations. This experience is now one of my biggest assets as an executive. And even though our business is now heralded as a success, I still remind myself to remain humble, as it allows me to reconsider aspects of the business operations in the face of changing times. It allows me to be inspired by others in the industry who have achieved more than I have, to continue to learn from them and constantly improve the company. In telling you this story, I hope you will bypass the missteps that I took as you embark on your own journey. While you all have different experiences and backgrounds than I do, I think it's safe to say that we're all high achievers. And high achievers especially need to remember humility. Yes, you will fail to some degree in your career, but keeping your pride in check while tapping into the power that is your knowledge from your WashU education will surely enable you to move forward, to adapt, and to ultimately find your way again. To quote Mother Teresa, if you're humble, nothing will touch you, neither praise or disgrace, because you know what you are. Being humble provides you with the resilience you need when facing tough times, the vision you need to see possibilities you never dreamt of, and the encouragement you need to continue to improve while succeeding. Embracing it puts you in a position to truly appreciate the ups and downs of your life journey. I wish you all the best on your exciting journeys ahead of you. Thank you for listening to my story. And once again, congratulations to the class of 2009.
Chancellor Martin will now recognize each of the candidates. He will be assisted by Dean William F. Tate, Dean of the Graduate School and Vice Provost for Graduate Education, who is representing all graduate school deans, and Jennifer R. Smith, Dean of the College of Arts and Science, representing all undergraduate deans.
Will the candidates for the doctoral degrees please stand to be recognized? Will the ushers please escort the candidates to the stage?
Samarth Hedge.
Samarth Hegde. John Michael Dean. Ling Kang. Ann Zimmerman Phillips. Gustavo Malgomez. Fahad Al-Shamari. Huing Hing Huang. Cynthia Crystal Flores. Brandon Allen Coates. Tao Min Wang. Xia Zhong Tsai.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees please stand to be recognized? Will the ushers please escort the candidates to the stage?
Jessica Merritt Davenport.
Sebastian Drake Fuller.
Richard Earl Carter. Joseph Patrick Riedel. Jason Edward Mosley. Philip McCormick. Martin Johnson. Catherine Elizabeth McLean. Yagane Sekavati. Rachel Kuzma. Banaya Kumar Sheni. Evelyn T. Mills.
Thank you.
Natletha Gorpu Sumo. Rebecca Savas.
Thank you.
Alexandria Rucker. Henry Oliver Gordon Morris. Stacy Machiko Harimoto. Jasmine Jervis. Si Chin Wu. Ning Jie Chen. Julianne Malik.
Thank you.
Su Wa Liu. Xia Wei Xiao.
Thank you.
Hao Ran Lin. Bang Jin Wang. Shandi Luo.
Thank you.
Si Zuo Chen. Zhong Ze Liu. Bing Chang Gu.
Michelle Lisa Marie Martinez.
Hazel Moon. Alicia Hawkins.
Congratulations. How are you?
Mamdou Mohammed S. Al-Tabi. Joshua McCulloch. Braden Michael Walsh. Uchi.
Thank you.
Pamela Young. Araya Getahun Tekli Abib. Carly Tsung. Eric Ang. Allison Krebeck.
That's cute. Congratulations.
Brian Kelly Salvo. Lun Ai. Xin Wang.
Thank you.
Hee Wong Yang. Nicholas Gorey.
Congratulations.
Carol Sandridge. Mina Yasa. Marie Alford. Tony Iverson.
Congratulations.
Nelson Scott III. Sayuri Devatraj. Jyoti Aurora.
Good recovery.
Olivia Marie Trudeau Cobb.
Thank you.
Chang In Moon. Sandra Quintero.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Christina Gomez. Yang Hao Tong. Cyrus Kirwa. Alexander Gregory Drake. Joshua Nathan Ho. Thomas Arthur Maruzik. Garrett Williams. Devlin P. Murray.
Thank you.
Satrajit Chakraborty. Ryogo Suzuki.
Thank you.
Colin Ferguson.
Thank you.
Elaine Meredith Cole. Lilia Joseph. Mingxian Zhang.
Thank you.
Jin Xin Chen. Megan Christina McCabe. Jamal Ramey. Lingjia Ren.
Chichao Chu.
Jason Lacrosse Arnold. Mingye Song. Yidan Zhu.
Congratulations.
Chunfang Ji. Dion Boutenkamp. Taylor Tulija. Xiakang Wang. Hui Hing Guan.
Congratulations.
Douglas Brian Turnbaugh.
Scott T. Fuga.
Eric Walter. Carrie Ann Morrissey. Andrew Matani. Xiaofu Dong.
Thank you.
Kong Xiang.
Thank you.
Si Hang Jin. Ishan Ma. Yuan Pei Wang.
Thank you.
Ho Lan. Ren Xijiang. Melissa Kate McCann. Roy Sun.
Thank you.
Fang Yu. Xiao Ye Yang. Jing Tang. Pamela Chen. Yi Yun Lee. C.E. Wang. Jessica Michelle Grimmett. Margaret Marie Nothnagel. Allison Marie Crank.
Thank you.
Xiang Yu Ling.
Thank you.
Yu Tongxiang. Han Rui Tho. Fan Jin. Ariana Henthorn. Mong Xuan Liu. Yang Guo. Zheng Lin Han. Xue Yang. Xiao Ma. Ji Zheng.
Muzi Zhang.
Jia Qi Zhang. Qi Lu. Xia Hao Lu. Stella Luo.
Thank you.
Wenting Liu. Vaibhav Sharma. Han Kun Zhao.
Thank you.
Jennifer Potts. Paula Montalvo Ayala. Gris Araniel Barrios. Jingyi Zhang. Yinghui Zhen. Siyun Wu. Xia Yi Guo. Xin Yan. Xin Yue Wang.
Congratulations.
Gong Shixin. Yizhan Zhao. Charlie Gao.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Shiting Chen. Eugene Chen. Yushuan Tang. Xiani Zhang.
Congratulations.
Megan D. Jerome.
Yifan Shi.
Qifang Zheng. Mei Chen Fang. Ben Qie Yang. Roy Zhou. Hao Tian Wu.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Meng Wei. Suo Li.
Congratulations.
Shen Yang. Xie Lan Lin. Mary Jane Borland. Min Zhao. Wutong Zheng. Junya Wu. Wang Xiao. Zhu Bian. Han Du. Zhu Lin Du.
Congratulations.
Liu Qinran. Shi Ning Bao. Yifei Shi. Xiao Pan, Xi Liu, Na Chen, Mang Yu Han, Hui Luan Xia, Xi Lun Shu, Ji Wen Zhang, Chongyang Wang, Pantali Hawasuli, Zhongting Liu, Shi Yuan,
Fan Yang. Congratulations.
Victoria Xu, Jing Qin, Yiping Zhu, Yi Jie Song, Lulu Lai, Yao Yi Dai, Jun He, Han Sui,
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees and the associate's degrees please stand to be recognized? Will the ushers please escort the candidates to the stage?
Joel Benson, Ayush Dev Puri, Sherry M. Stevens, Austin Axe, Nicholas Spencer Murray, Charles Colvin Atkins, Benjamin Milan Polisar, Tess Laurel Nienelto, Dina Nerwin, Sophia Alexandra Zimbalist, Jesse Rubin, Claire Marie Scheibe, Catherine Ebersole, Samuel Brody Shimmick, Lauren McSpadden, Natalie Schweitzer, Kimberly Ann Lynch, Liam Kirkpatrick, Alexander Olasemeka Okanta. Marquelis Cooper. Sahi Abdulmomen. Owen Fraser Rathbone. Curtis Edward Hoffman.
Thank you.
Alexis Tamani Pinzon. Elizabeth Hagstrom. Grace Bruton.
Randy Goldberg.
Kathleen Lamar. Teresa Kenyon. Rachel Marie Ecker.
Congratulations.
Tara Suresh. Velimir Mingleong Petrovich. Natasha Paula Recader. Daniel Tannenbaum. Joshua Berg Levinson. Quinn Nolan.
Thank you.
Gary Yu Wang.
Thank you.
Isabella Ariana Will. Justin Patrick Serbinski. Dylan Ray Seals. Dami Kim Che. Rachel Eva Roberts. Kelsey Lamp. Jacqueline Pielli. Emily Meister. Ning Yuan. Anshu Wang. Yanni Yang. Xuan Tong. Benjamin James Rodemaker. Matthew Ty Rocco. Maddie Hong. Samuel Cullen Crowder. Eden Livingston. Eliza Matson Antonowicz. Melissa Francis Hamrick. John Richard Parrott. Noah Nazmial. Samantha Elizabeth Elster. Danielle Solish. Megan Lee Myers. Jeremiah Truel. Allison Rachel Krug.
Victoria Sandrig.
Janice Olivia Pokwa Mensa. Deepti Rao. Corey Hong. Fei Yangxin. Si Sun. Camaro Harris Rice. Gage Feldeisen. Peter Milne Christensen. Martina Parker. Dean Chang. Henry Hunter. Matthew Thomas Giles. Matthew J. Bernstein. Michael Bell. DeAndre Wilson. Natalie Stefanis. Christina Schmelter. Fiametta Brody. Ethan Snow. Zachary Upshaw. Marta Elena Alvarado Torres. Julie Ann Potter. Andrew Everin Senol. Koa Nguyen. Michelle Kim. Nicole Jong-in So.
Let's hear it one more time for all of our graduating students. Thank you again to all of our parents, guardians, family members, and friends who have joined us to witness this important moment and for all that you've done to bolster our students' success. We also owe a debt of gratitude to our faculty, staff, and administrative leaders who played an integral role in educating and shaping our future leaders. Thank you all for all that you've done. To the December class of 2019, allow me to be the first to officially congratulate you on such an enormous accomplishment. As Chancellor and as an alumnus of this great institution, I am thrilled to welcome you into the Washington University alumni community. A long line of thinkers, innovators, inventors, educators, leaders, and servants who are committed to our mission to discover and disseminate knowledge and to improve lives in service of the greater good. As I mentioned earlier, our shared commitment to embody that mission doesn't end here. Rather, it remains with you no matter where your path takes you, and it remains with us as we seek to prepare the next class and the next generation. I hope you take to heart these words and the wisdom and inspiration Mr. Wong shared with us today. Just like WashU will always be part of you, so too will you be part of our community. With that, please come back and visit us often and stay involved and active as members of the WashU community. Congratulations again, and thank you for choosing to align your educational journey with Washington University. I look forward to seeing all of your accomplishments and forging ahead on our search for knowledge and truth, both individually and collectively, for many years to come. Congratulations.
Let us now stand for the singing of the alma mater. The words may be found in the back of the program. Kate Wardenberg, who was pursuing a degree in microbiology, will lead us. We invite everyone to join in the singing of the Washington University alma mater.
Dear alma mater, thy name is sweet to me. Our hearts are all for thee, fair Washington. Thy halls shall honored be throughout this great country for all eternity. Our Washington. Those days of youth which all of us spent with thee form a dear history, fair Washington. Could they renew it be, we'd live our days with thee for all eternity. Our Washington.
We ask that the parents and guests remain in their seats until the degree candidates have left the field house. Then all the guests and candidates are invited to the varsity gym immediately following this ceremony, where the chancellor and the deans of each school will greet their students. Thank you.